The whole world is practical. We are ideological, which we only get that luxury because we are the superpower of the world. As soon as we are no longer
meaning the citizens are ideological, not necessarily the people running the country.
No, the United States.
No. The whole country.
The whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah, ideology goes all the way up. Everybody's trying to push their ideology. The polarization that we're seeing politically right now is really a polarization of ideology.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
That's what and it's unfortunate because we have become so spoiled by what we have that we are now seeing the second and third generation of people who have never actually suffered, people who have never actually wondered where the next meal is going to come from. And those people have gone all the way up to the senior ranks of government and business and politics and everything else. Like, you can still find people who literally live foot to mouth in the United States. There are people below the poverty line. There are people so poor they actually don't know where their next meal is coming from. There's people so poor they don't know if they're going to eat or die next. Right? So they understand what it's like to feel real suffering and need. The rest of us don't.
That's why so many Middle Eastern governments, wealthy Middle Eastern governments, are unstable, because they're so fat and so rich.
And so fast. They got there so fast.
They got there so fast. That's true. Many of those countries only gained independence in 1971 in the Persian Gulf.
They went from being deserts with dates and Bedouins eating camel milk and dates. And then they became the richest countries in the world within 50 years.
I had a friend who was the son of a Kuwaiti ambassador. And Kuwait was my first overseas assignment. And he got drafted. He was in his 30s and he got drafted. I said, drafted? I didn't even know there were any Kuwaitis in the Kuwaiti military. He said, no, there aren't. There aren't many. So he was a banker in Bahrain. He had to fly to Kuwait for basic training. And he said that on the first day, there were like 24 guys, all Kuwaitis. Half of them were royal family members. On the second day, there were like a dozen. Another dozen had just run away. And the third day, it was him and 2 other guys. And then all of the Kuwaitis were replaced by Pakistanis. You just pay them, give them a couple of dollars, and they'll just do your military service for you.
Because slavery is essentially legal in the Middle East. It's legal everywhere else outside of the United States. It arguably happens here in the United States, and people still turn a blind eye to it too.
You know why King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia was so dark, or why Prince Bandar was so dark? Because their mothers were Sudanese slaves that were serving in the House of Saud.
Really?
They were the illegitimate children of slaves.